Good afternoon and welcome along to Destination Wellbeing. My guest this afternoon is Amanda McGeown. Amanda, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks very much for having me.
You're very welcome. And today Amanda and I are going to probably talk about what I certainly would have seen as still one of the taboos of my own healthcare scheme. So it will lend itself to an interesting discussion. But Amanda's a nutritionist and a colonic hydrotherapist. Have I got your titles all correct?
You did indeed, yeah.
Super. Great. Just a reminder, viewers, at the start of the show today, if they have any concerns about their own health and well-being, we will be talking about digestive health, in particular bile health as well. So if there are any signs or anything that you're worried about or concerned about, do speak with your GP first and then see what path you decide to take from there. But as I say, Amanda, it's one of those subjects that still remains as a bit of a taboo, but is so important for our own health and our own well-being, isn't it?
It's so important, and it has been around for so long. I mean, it was first recorded by the Egyptians actually in 1500 BC.
Okay, so yeah, long before we've even been dreamt of, yeah.
So it has remained a taboo subject, I have to say. And there has been a lot of misconceptions, but hopefully today I will iron everything out.
Yeah, and people will be feeling all nice and comfortable about at least embracing the idea. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be based at, well, you've now opened your own clinic, Inner Angel Wellness, and you opened in March of this year in Uri.
I did. I opened just on the 21st of March. I actually began by studying nutrition and dietetics at university. Since then, I have undergone extensive training, which has led me naturally on to colonic hydrotherapy. I do like the combined approach of my nutrition. I'm an associate registered nutritionist and I'm an internationally qualified colon therapist.
Okay.
So I went on to do advanced training in anatomy and physiology and first aid training. I have worked and travelled working in hospitals, clinics and with charities in New York and in London. Since then I have performed hundreds of colonics in Harley Street in London. I have seen it all.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. And I know we've obviously chatted off air as well, but my experience, it has always been something that I've thought, yes, I'm a big believer in prevention's better than cure, where health's concerned. And I think it's sometimes one of those things that we leave to the very last minute, or we just not go there. And
it's so true. It is a health promoting therapy. It can be used to treat chronic constipation, diarrhea, IBS symptoms such as gas, bloating, abdominal pain. And also organic disease states such as diverticulosis. You want to keep yourself healthy and get on the right track, which is why I give all my clients a nutrition plan, which incorporates lifestyle changes. So it's not just a one-off colonic. I'm giving them lifetime follow-up care.
Yeah, which is so important, and I think that's one of the areas where healthcare in general is moving. Thankfully, and it has taken a while for maybe the Western world to catch up with some of the Eastern philosophies and things around healthcare, is that we are now looking more at empowering the individual to take care of their own health, so that we're not as reliant. Of course, there's always the need for our GPs and our medical practitioners, but back to the prevention's better than cure. If we can empower ourselves to look after our own health and well-being, then hopefully we don't get to the state where we need those. Oh,
totally. I couldn't agree more. And I myself, the way I got into colonics was by suffering from very, very bad bowel symptoms. I had a lot of stress, I had high cholesterol, and it got to the point where I just thought, I need to turn this around. Still, I think it's very important to have that support network around you. I do get GP referrals, and I do advise anybody who comes in with real exacerbation of symptoms to go and consult a GP, get a skin prick allergy test and whatnot. But it's great, in Uri especially, there's lots of support networks out there. And
that's growing and it's changing, and thankfully here on Destination Wellbeing over the last, I suppose, 9 months we've had a lot of those very key practitioners on, and of course there are more who we haven't just reached yet, but so we'll not say that exclusively they're all available, but on the Vadio Destination Vadio page, our Destination Wellbeing Vadio page, there is access to everything. So we've got colonic hydrotherapist, Maya massage therapist, acupuncturist, and we've got information on all of those reflexologists, and we're really building up a very strong health community here in Uri, which is fantastic. And
it's brilliant to see the results that I am seeing in my clients, especially. I do refer them out to complementary therapies, but I really do take a thorough approach with my clients. I write notes on each session. I track their progress. We set individual, realistic and attainable goals. Follow-up care, we do see what's been going on, how have the symptoms improved, are there any barriers that we can overcome, all relating to our digestive health, nutrition, lifestyle factors. And again, client empowerment is huge. All my clients have access to their notes on request, and to see the results that we have been seeing, I know the first big step is actually booking the colonic hydrotherapy. Once you come in, I can guarantee you will not be disappointed. We have seen fantastic results, as you've seen yourself.
Yeah, that was completely my experience. As I said, it was always one of those things that I thought, oh no, not going there, and that's kind of a bit embarrassing. But I decided, as Amanda was stepping out of her comfort zone to join me on Destination Wellbeing, I was going to have to step out of mine and do something that had always been on my list. I had just never got round to actually doing it, and maybe that was because it wasn't very accessible. I know a few years ago we had a therapist here in Uri, but I don't think that's still the case anymore. So it always felt like something it was going to take longer. You had to go further afield for, but we have it now on our doorstep. So
exactly, and I've had clients coming from Dublin, from Belfast, from Monaghan. So people are doing a lot of research into the practitioner, into the clinic. And the rapport I have built with the clients just from opening the past 8 weeks has been unbelievable.
So I suppose we've talked around colonic hydrotherapy and nutrition, but what can someone who's, from your perspective, and I'll probably input a little bit into that as well from my own experience, but from your perspective, what happens when somebody books their appointment? Talk us through the stages.
Okay, well the process is when they book, I send them through a health questionnaire. They will fill this out and it is submitted online before they come to the clinic. It really brings everything together, all their symptoms, lifestyle factors, why are they feeling this way. Once they come to the clinic, we will have a consultation over a nice cup of tea, and we'll talk through the symptoms and what we can do to change this. So we set goals for each client, nutrition and lifestyle factors, and then what to expect in the colonic, the fun part. So I do get a lot of clients who come in, you know, quite nervous about it, but I can assure you they always feel at ease during the colonic. It's actually very relaxing, great for stress management. Once they come to the treatment room, we do a little biology session explaining, I mean, the gut is as tall as you are, so really my gut would be nearly 5 foot, getting there.
Nearly, so mine be a little bit longer, just a little bit, mind you.
So I explain that all we're using is ultra filtrated, temperature controlled water. Actually, most clients can barely feel the water, and I think sometimes they come expecting pain from the colonic. It's nothing like that. We're just naturally using water to soften up the waste, and then it will all be naturally expelled. It's all expelled within a tube. There's no odour, there's no leakage, there's no mess at all. Otherwise I wouldn't do the job that I do.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's like even I suppose women will be more familiar with this, but often the conversation comes up maybe with waxing and things like that, and you think, but the therapists don't mind. The people that are doing it don't mind. I get it with people with feet. They're like, oh my God, I couldn't let anybody touch my feet. I can't stand feet. And so we all have our kind of our taboos, but I think, well, you know, feet obviously aren't a problem to me, or I wouldn't have trained to be a reflexologist. So you can see where that and you wouldn't be doing it. Exactly. Is the key point.
And the client care as well. I do protect the client's modesty. you are wearing a full-length medical gown.
Yeah.
You're also wearing pants that all I do is get you onto your site and cut the tiniest little tear. And the tube, it's really well lubricated as well. It's only 1 inch. It's totally not as invasive as some people think.
No, definitely, I have to, it's definitely not. But there are so many misconceptions about.
Aren't there? And it is just making it as relaxing as possible for the clients. I mean, I do drape hot towels over you. You've got a lovely hot water bottle, incense oils. It just makes the experience so much more relaxing. And we do find, certainly, the more you relax, the more you release in treatment.
And it's not just about physically releasing either. It's emotional release as well.
Oh, of course.
Quite often, isn't it?
I've seen emotional releases. I mean, clients can either laugh or they'll cry, but if they've suffered from a lot of emotional or mental stress that brings about IBS symptoms, they will hold on to an awful lot of toxic matter in their gut, especially here in their emotional centre. You will find that once they have that release, it's just a greater sense of, it's like waking up like a whole new person, basically.
A greater sense of well-being, really, isn't it? Because you've been holding on physically and emotionally to toxicity. Last week on our show we had Richard Moore, and Richard had the unfortunate, or as he would say, it has brought him so many gifts of being blinded in Derry in the 70s by a rubber bullet, but has went on, and speaks so much about forgiveness, about holding on, about letting anger go, and talks about how naturally that came to him. But so many of us have all of that stuff held up, and we aren't blessed in the sense that Richard was, that he was able to allow that to let go, because we hold on to all of those things inside us, don't we?
And if you've seen the toxic waste that can be removed, it's unbelievable what the human body can hold. I mean, I had one client, we're both in tears laughing, because he just said, it's like the generation game, I'm just waiting on my cuddly toy to go past. And it's after things like relationship problems, financial worries, bereavement. People just build up so much stress. That's depleting their nutrient reserves. It's building up toxicity, fermentation, rotting in the gut. They're getting all these IBS symptoms, which can be easily managed by coming and getting the bile cleansed. It's very, very reversible. I myself had the worst problems, which I would never wish upon any of my clients. So it's so important that they come in now before stress can get on top of them and conditions do deteriorate.
And I think it's a longer way back, isn't it? And again, it's even in saying to people, even if there isn't a problem, try it, as a maintenance. In the way I often think, which strikes me as really strange, is that we brush our teeth to stop tooth decay. But that's where our prevention. Okay, we maybe try and make sure we eat right, and we make sure we exercise. But generally, we don't take a preventative approach to healthcare. Teeth is about, and we also, we're encouraged actively to go for a 6-month checkup with the dentist. But we don't have the same encouragement to go with a 6-month checkup to the doctor or to our health therapist or to whatever. We just kind of let life tick by until there becomes a problem. And that was one of the things that I felt when I decided that I would go ahead for chronic hydrotherapy, because I thought there may well come a day where I don't have the choice for this to be invasive or not. It's like, you hear stories obviously when people get ill and they're just at the mercy of therapy, of practitioners and doctors in the medical world, and you're thinking, well, no, why not? Why do I have to wait until I have to do it? Be proactive and do it in advance. It's
so true, and a lot of people would say, look, I don't have time for good nutrition and exercise. Sooner or later down the line, they'll have to make time for illness. So it's very important now to get everything in check, and it's very simple changes that we can incorporate in that will make the world of difference. The benefits I have seen from colonic hydrotherapy, are not only retraining the gut and helping regulate bowel movements, helping to promote healthy elimination, improved mood, vitality, energy levels, de-stressing. I've even seen skin problems really clear up because, again, the skin reflects all that lies beneath. I myself had very bad acne and I would still suffer from skin problems. Yet if I had a colonic, my skin would be glowing the next day. So it goes to show the difference that pure water and hydration can have.
Well, toxins, I mean, they have to come out somewhere.
Exactly.
And that's, again, it comes back. I think we often associate, many people will associate hydration with kidneys and making sure that we're passing, you know, urine correctly and that sort of thing. It's not often fully realised how important it is for the elimination of solid waste.
Exactly. Your colon is your biggest water absorption site. The colon is so important. There's 10 times more bacteria in your colon than there are cells in your body. So it's so important that we get that balance right. There's a lot of people that will say, oh, I wouldn't go for a colonic, it's flushing out all your bacteria. Yes, we can't pick and choose between, right, we'll get rid of that bad one and we'll keep that good one. But that's why I do say to clients, right, I can advise have a probiotic, good bacteria after the colonic, because then you're building up your big army of good bacteria to help boost your immune system, to help reduce bloating, and just for increased energy and vitality. With the probiotics, in one capsule, I mean, that's the equivalent to 40 pots of probiotic yogurt. But that's minus, you know, the sugars, the fat, the calories. So the benefits you can see from taking one probiotic daily is just immense. And that's why I take a whole combined approach between the colonics, the nutrition, and the supplements that will keep you on track, really.
And that's the range of supplements that you use is one that you've developed yourself. So you've quite a good control over what's in there, because that's often the fear with supplements as well is, you know, am I getting a lot of fillers, and am I getting a lot of all the stuff that shouldn't be in there that is in there, and caking agents and all the different pieces that come in. And
exactly.
Whereas it's obviously a range that you endorse fully yourself, so you know what's in there.
That's true, and everything is gluten-free, everything is dairy-free, sugar-free. I have a whole range of probiotics for adults and children, which do have different strains which I can advise for different conditions and different people. All my products are clinical strength, high strength products, which we are seeing results from. And I'm finding the probiotics certainly have been the biggie to help prevent bloating and that.
It is, and I suppose an area that more and more, but we're hearing of more and more often as well. And you mentioned children as well there, and I know for behavioural problems for children, having the right gut bacteria, right gut health is fast becoming an area of conversation and topic that we're discovering is so important.
Oh, of course. And I mean, I myself, I would like to work with children in the future. I am currently doing a Master of Public Health, and I do want to do community programmes involving full families and that. The probiotics I developed, the Kids Gut Buddies, they have a specific strain, Bifidobacterium infantis, which is child-specific. It helps children who are suffering from colic, from lactose intolerance, from constipation, diarrhoea, or even skin complaints, such as eczema.
Which are increasingly becoming more and more common.
Exactly. And I've seen very fast results in taking just one sachet of the powder, you know, daily.
So it makes a big difference, as you say, just the one sachet or the one probiotic a day.
Exactly.
And I know juicing is another massive interest that you have. So.
Yes, the juicing started out that I gave my clients a juice after the colonic anyways. I love green juicing. I'll have one every morning. And then my clients love them. Yes, they're green. Yes, they're fully vegetable based, but they taste surprisingly lovely. So now I am making up bottles of them for, you know, detox after the colonic, especially if you were to juice for 1 or 2 days and really help to flush all those toxins out. Not only that, other people are taking them for, just for upping the vegetable intake. The amount in one glass is unbelievable. So, and it's very, very alkalizing and detoxing and refreshing for the body.
Yeah.
So,
and alkalining the body obviously makes such a big difference for so many conditions, right from arthritis, fibromyalgia, you know, there's practically no disease that doesn't benefit from a more alkaline body, or that people won't see a benefit in having their body alkalined, because we're generally too acidic, really, isn't it?
I know, that's just the way we are, between fast food diets and whatnot, eating the wrong things. And I have to say, my diet principles, I don't do exclusion diets. Yeah. I'm all about adding things in. I would add more flavour, add more colours to your plate. Yes, I do gluten-free and dairy-free substitutes if you're sensitive to things. I always give a list of foods that will still give you the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that you need. I'm a firm believer that we need to enjoy our food.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah,
we're so blessed. Again, back to the show last week that we had with Richard, where he was talking about, you know, the poverty that's in so many parts of the world. We're so blessed to have access to food on a daily basis, that to have this idea where it's not good and it's not, you know, we can't be eating this and it has to be torture and all of that.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I'll never forget, I was working in Brooklyn Hospital, and these pregnant Hispanic ladies with HIV, they were homeless, and we were making up snack packs for them, and I just thought, those poor things, they don't have the food, yet we have all the choice that we want. And there's a lot of confusion around diets and fad diets, and oh, I'm not allowed fruit and all the rest. So
it's about balance, really, isn't it?
It is, it's all balance and enjoying the things that you like in moderation. But it's all about new experiences too. I'm very into my multicultural menus and that, and I suppose new experience and variety is like my biggest really selling point. I mean, colonics are a new experience.
Yeah,
they are. A lot of people haven't tried them.
You've a new experience today, joining us at Destination Wellbeing.
Which I thought I would never do.
So life is, as you say, life is all about new experiences and bringing in new variety and challenging yourself sometimes as well, just to see. And I know that's where you bring in your goal setting and stuff too.
Oh, exactly. Yes.
But and there's such, you know, we could talk all day around health and well-being, but obviously aware as well that some of our viewers that are watching in maybe aren't necessarily Newry-based, may not even be Ireland-based. So if someone was thinking about going for a colonic hydrotherapy treatment, what type of things should they be looking out for in terms of a therapist or a clinic or a practitioner?
It's very simple. I still have clients in London who I would offer advice to nutritionally and to get supplements, and whenever telling them to go for a colonic in London, I always say, do your research on the clinic, on the therapist. I myself have had a bad colonic experience. Nothing to do with the procedure itself, but I didn't get the proper client care. And I think that is so, so important. You need to find a therapist who you're going to build rapport with, who you can open up to, and you can really feel relaxed and at ease. You want to look at their training skills, their qualifications. Certainly, I think nutrition is a massive factor in it too, so it all goes hand in hand. Knowing that all the utensils that they use, all their colonic units, like disposable, the tubes, they're all one-use disposable. It's all sanitised. Just make sure it's clean and clinical and professional surroundings. And
I suppose we could end on a bit of a pun there, but trust your gut instinct.
Yes, it's so true. It really is. And once people take the first step, they don't regret it. I mean, I have had clients in, some of them who can't go to the bathroom for maybe 3 weeks at a time, and they have a really particularly blocked bile. I must stress, because it's such a gentle treatment, we can't unblock in one treatment. It's impossible.
No. And it would be too invasive and
too
much of a shock to your system.
Exactly.
So you know, it would have to be very powerful and very uncomfortable.
Exactly.
To be able to do that, whereas the idea is about it being gentle and being relaxed.
That's
as well.
True. And it's a 45-minute procedure. I will tell you exactly how far up the gut we have got.
Yeah.
I know different colours, consistencies, and I know as we travel further up to transverse colon, it may take more than one session in close succession to unblock if you are particularly blocked, but every client is different.
Yeah,
so I'll not know until the treatment.
Until the treatment, yeah. Because I know there's also that chain of thought as well with the colon, or with colonic hydrotherapy, that you know, some people who maybe would dismiss it as a treatment, they're sort of saying, well, you're not actually reaching the whole of the colon and it's impossible, it's so long and different things. But that's, I mean, it's completely disproven by what you're saying. I mean, you've spoke to me about being able to get right up into a liver cleanse.
Yes, you can, and you'll see all the bile and that coming out in the colonic. It will turn luminous yellow and you'll be thinking, what is that coming out of my body? I mean, I've seen it before where it did take a number of sessions, but we did get right round here with a man who had worms. Parasites were a big problem, and I mean the worms were about that size. So the things that can be lurking in your gut is just amazing. I just find it so interesting.
Of course, the other bit is to say that, you know, if you don't want to see any of that, you don't have to. You know, you can just let it happen as well.
Exactly.
Some people have the curiosity, and other people might have the squeamishness of going, no, definitely don't want to see that. But as long as you, the therapist, are able to work out what is going on and be able to give the advice back, that's the important bit too, isn't it?
I always say to them, look, I'll not be insulted if you just want to lie back and relax and not speak to me. That's fine.
And
do you
often,
know?
I know in my own personal experience then that actually allowed for more, you know, I was using the mantra, relax, release, let go. And that was such a change in experience as well. So
the way that worked for you, like it is unbelievable. It goes to show the more clients relax, I know as soon as they have relaxed, they've untensed, and they will literally let all their stresses go down the drain.
And isn't that such a, you know, an analogy really for what we're doing all of the time? Because one of the very first parts of the body to be affected by stress is the gut. It's our digestive system.
That's our emotional centre.
Then we wonder where, even if we take it in from the fight and flight response, it's one of the first areas to be hit. So we wonder then why, or we don't, we've got an answer as to why we've got an increase in irritable bowel, in Crohn's disease, in all of the conditions that are affecting, because we're living in more stress, and our stress is increasing all of the time.
Especially in London, most of the clients I had in was purely for stress management. It was so fast paced. Even ones who were frequent flyers all over, they would get a colonic in between travelling. Probiotics, I can't stress the importance of them enough, do you know, for going on holidays, just
especially
to prevent traveller's tummy. I always say, as soon as I get in an airplane, I get a Boeing baby and bloat out to here. Probiotics can counteract that effect.
I mean, you certainly don't want any bloatedness when we're going on holidays.
No, we should be enjoying.
We should be enjoying them, and you know, most people want to look their best and whenever they're on holidays. And just before we finish off, I know you have an event coming up on the 21st of June.
That's right.
For in aid of the Kevin Bell Repatriation Trust.
Yes, exactly. It's a fantastic cause just to help families bring their angels home, basically. I definitely think it'll be a great night for all. So
and an opportunity to come along and see what the clinic looks like, and
anybody can come along, find out more about colonic hydrotherapy. We're going to have raffles on the night, and also if any other health practitioners in Uri want to get involved, we are having a community wellness fair that evening, Saturday the 21st of June.
We look forward to hearing more about that, and I'll be mentioning that on upcoming shows as well. Amanda, thank you so much for sharing all of that this afternoon, and I hope for our viewers that it has given them an insight into what colonic hydrotherapy is really all about, and broken down some of those taboos as well. Thank you to our viewers for watching in, and I will be back on Rowan's show on Thursday morning, and again with Destination Wellbeing then next Thursday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.